Hi everyone. In today's clip, I will talk a little bit about perception and judgment. Perception is how we become aware of things, people, or ideas, while judgment is how we reach conclusions about what we have perceived. So we naturally perceive and make decisions in a variety of ways. People who are judging oriented tend to be structured and make formal decisions, while people who are perception oriented tend to plan less and adapt better to changes. Now, we often bring our own bias based on our perception to a situation. So it's important to suspend judgment and consider what else could be going on. As we go through life, we learn what is good or bad for us, and that becomes our measuring stick in how we would like to live our lives. For example, I remember as a child walking into a living room with a cloud of smoke, and I made a commitment never to become a smoker. That's all good and dandy for me, and not everyone should be sharing that same feeling and idea. So during my youth, a friend of mine offered me a cigarette, and I refused. To which she replied, "Either you smoke or our friendship is over." So I bid her farewell. In my judgment, cigarettes are not good for me. In her judgment, I'm not cool. You see? So judging is second nature to many of us because of what we have gone through and we have and perceive. It becomes an issue when we apply it to others. Unfortunately, these days it seems like we thrive on judgment. Someone's not wearing a certain brand of clothing, not having a certain car, not being a certain weight, not doing what we think they should do, having the gall to have their own opinion of things, having the audacity of choosing to do other than what the masses dictate, and the list goes on. But I feel our judgmental behavior is leading us to a cesspool of rudeness, bullying, polarization, and pain. We need to stop. We need to understand that our personal standards, rules, and perceptions are only applicable to us, not others. A monkey cannot judge a fish for not swinging on trees and spending time in water. So bottom line is, no matter how close you are to someone, you will never ever be aware of their do's and don'ts or limitations, whether it is true or self-imposed. Also, what we do is that we mix the act with the individual. She said this, so she must not be a good person. He did not finish school, so his ideas and words are not worth listening to. What we forget is that the person may not be a handyman, but the life experience may have taught him a thing or two on how to use the screwdriver. The first thing is that we need to distinguish between judging actions and judging people. There's nothing wrong with judging actions. One of the most respected professions is being a judge. Being a good judge requires careful listening, deep reflection, calmness, and wisdom in order to determine what penalties should be imposed for specific actions. Judges are supposed to bring objectivity and clarity of thought, not being judgmental, as they weigh their decisions carefully. A judge does not make a final decision based on perception and their own preferences. They're judging based on what we have mostly agreed and written down as the rules of the land to keep everyone safe. Now, a judge will not say, "You're wearing Costco brand and not Versace. I don't think you're good enough, so I'm going to send you to jail." If they did that, you can be sure there would be hell to pay. So we can judge actions and learn for ourselves in what we should or should not do going forward. But we need to separate the act from the people who commit it. The person is doing what they perceive it is best for them to do, as we are. Ask yourself, what you really know about that person that you're judging. We all have our histories and our baggage. We all live with various levels of reactivity, apathy, hurt, denial, anger, anxiety, pretense, or calm, serenity, and understanding. We can consciously choose to cut the person we're judging some slack, even as we strive to influence them to change the behaviors we believe that are worthy of judgment. So reflect on how it feels to be judged yourself. All of us at one time or other have been misunderstood and felt the sting of others' judgments. How did that feel? Ask yourself if you really want to add to the suffering and pain of someone else. Let this reflection temper your judgment. Some people, without a doubt, the judgment can be actually quite entertaining and pleasurable. And sometimes it can create bonds with those who share the same opinion. It can even gain attention and following in social media or otherwise. Now imagine the reverse. What would it be like to let go of judgment and accept others with all their so-called imperfections, even if none of their actions meet your standards? I mean, there's no harm in voicing your opinion in what may be a better action, and if they choose to adhere to it, it would still be their choice. Accepting others for who they are doesn't mean you need to bring them into the circle of your close friends. It just means accepting them for who they are and allowing them to live as you do. Just as you would not like to be judged, neither would they. If you talk to them, ensure that it is not coming from a place of judgment and only from observation. We went to a restaurant and Jeffrey had chicken. Not, do you know what Jeffrey did? He chose chicken in the restaurant. That's absurd. Can you believe this? So, acceptance in life goes a long way. It not only strengthens bonds, it also brings calm and joy to your own heart and benefits you in many folds. Be the light.